when was the last time the number one overall pick wasn't the number one guy atop your top 50, top 100, top 150, like Cam Ward and Travis Hunter right now?
It's happened. It's happened several times. I'd have to go back and look and see the specific one.
Right.
But, yeah, no, that's not all that unusual, where you just have some other players at their position rated higher. So I always tell people that's the difference between doing something, for a generic sense versus being with a specific team. I'm not anti taking, off of pure grade your 7th, 8th player if he happens to be a quarterback over, your number one overall player, because obviously the importance of the position.
Sure. So at what point did Cam Ward become your number one quarterback on your draft board? Was he that way all from the beginning of college football's 2024 season? Or?
Well, I mean, he came. I knew of him at Washington State and had seen him. I hadn't done a deep dive. The first time I really started digging in and studying him was, in the fall, November, December. My first list came out in January. Second week of January, and he was the top quarterback for me. And to me, the more I've dug in, the more I've done, the more I've gotten to learn about him. I didn't know much about him as a kid.
Yes.
The more I've learned about him there, I became even more comfortable with him in that spot.
Yeah, incarnate word to Washington State, to the U, and now to the commissioner's spot at the NFL draft, first out of the green room. I mean, and so you think this is the right choice of the Titans? Because there's so many folks who are wondering if he is number one overall pick in the draft worthy, with somebody of Travis Hunter's talent right behind him.
Yeah, I would say it this way. I think he is. I have higher grade on Travis Hunter. But with the quarterbacks for me, I want to say if the ceiling is met, is he good enough to compete with the cyborgs you got to beat in this league at quarterback, especially in the AFC when you run through that litany of quarterbacks? And if he can get there, now he's still, there's some development obviously to take place, but man, you can dream on that. You can look at him and see, with his arm strength, with his ability to create plays, with his accuracy at all three levels, like if it all comes together, we can go compete against the Josh Allens, the Joe Burrows, the Patrick Mahomes with this quarterback. So that's kind of my litmus test for him, and I think he passes that.
The quarterback with the highest ceiling in this draft?
I would say, as overall quarterback, I would say him. Now, there's the Jalen Milroe conversation, but there's so far for him to go to get to that ceiling that it's just hard for me to put him in that same conversation.
Because Ward's closer to the
Ward's
ceiling.
just so far ahead of him right now of where he is tomorrow, where he can come in, start the first game of the year, and you can be ready to roll. I just think that's going to be a long journey for Milroe.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.